Hello everyone, so I'm Tyler Mitchell. I'm the creator of the FunKo Street stop motion. You probably know that because you're watching this on my YouTube channel and it has my name. This is the first time I've ever done a commentary for anything, but I figured it'd be cool to do a commentary on the first season of my show. I have all 10 episodes of the first season here in order, and I'm just going to talk over them basically. So right here's the first episode. When I made this, I kind of made it just, not planning ahead of time. Like, I didn't think I would make seasons or make so many characters out of this. I thought it would be just a fun thing to do. So I made this first episode, and I thought, you know what, it'd be cool if I made because Taxi Driver was one of my favorite movies. Well, it was actually my favorite movie for a lot of years, but it's still one of my favorites, and I thought it'd be funny to make a episode, you talking to me, because it's like the famous line. I thought it'd be funny if I put him, Travis Bickle, and the dude from The Big Lebowski, one of my other favorite movies, and Deadpool, because it's Deadpool. So I figured I'd make this, small little thing and make might as well make a show, like a stop motion show out of it. It doesn't have to be anything fantastic, but I thought it'd be cool if I had this stop motion, introduce characters here and there, and then just have these three guys as the main characters. So yeah, we have Deadpool, who's basically the comedy relief. We have Travis, who's, all serious and rugged and, the violent type with the gun. What I love about the Travis pop is you can actually move his arms. That's the only pop I've ever seen you could move the arms on. And then the dude who's just like the nonchalant, just chilling, just the relaxed, calm guy. Basically the, not the moral, well, I guess he could be the moral emphasis, but yeah, so I thought it'd be cool just to have the three of them because they're also different. And if anybody's ever seen Superhero Mugs, it's a stop motion. It's pretty much the main inspiration for this show here. There's a guy on YouTube named Redhead Henry, like Redhead and then Henry, it's all one word, and I think it was like from 2008 to 2012 maybe, he had a show. It was like this, but it was with the Mighty Mugs, if anybody remembers the Mighty Mugs. They're basically the predecessors to Funko Pops. I mean, they were vinyls, but they're a lot bigger, and they're all pretty much identical molds. The thing that's cool about these Funko Pops is that they're all unique, and they all have different molds. I mean, I'm sure they reuse certain things on certain ones, but they're not all identical. The Mighty Mugs were pretty much all identical, they just had different paint jobs. But anyways, this guy, Redhead Henry, he did a stop motion, and you should check it out, it's really good. It's called Superhero Mugs, and he has a bunch of these mugs, and he has characters just like this. Now, if you watch it, you can tell I, took a lot from his show. I didn't copy him, but I kind of drew inspiration from him. Travis is a lot like Wolverine in his show. He has Wolverine, from X-Men, the mug. The characters are pretty much the same. They have kind of the same voice and everything. I kind of copied that in a way, but not completely. I kind of put my own spin on it. Where Travis is a lot more violent than the Wolverine character in his show. But they're very similar. They have similar voice and everything. And then the dude in my show, Jeffrey, Big Lebowski, he is similar to Redhead Henry's Captain America, who's the calm, nonchalant dude. And then also his Spider-Man my Deadpool is similar to his Spider-Man. So his show had three characters, and so did mine. That's where I kind of imitated his show. But I didn't want to imitate everything he did. I just kind of stuck with that formula. Have three main characters that are all different, and you have a funny one, you have a serious one, and you have a chill one who's the moral. And yeah, that's where I kind of used him in that. But he is very talented. He doesn't do that show anymore. He just does gameplays or something. He has a new YouTube channel. It's called The Redhead Henry. But yeah, that was an amazing show. He started out kind of like this, where he didn't, have a plan or anything, or a story written down, but yeah, it was very entertaining to watch. You should definitely check it out. But yeah, as far as stop motions go, I've been making stop motions for, well, I started in 2007. Back in 2007, I made my first YouTube account. This YouTube account's actually my second one. But my first one, which I won't really give the name because all the videos are on private. The reason being, they're not too good, but I still have them. I don't have the heart to delete them. But my first YouTube channel, it was all like wrestling figures because I'm a big fan of WWE. I was a very big fan back then because that's when I first got into it. But I would make these stop motions with the wrestling figures, and I mean, I recently like looked back at them and they're terrible. But back then, you know, it was awesome because I was 2007, I was 10 or 11 years old, so, you know, I was just a little kid making videos on YouTube, and I've always loved YouTube. Like I said, I've been on since about 2006, 2007, and yeah, like I said, 2007, I made my first channel. So I always like wanted to make a stop motion show because, like I said, Redhead Henry. There's also another guy, Night/2020, but he changed his name to TFX Productions. You know, with the Google. Ever since Google made you use your Google Plus account, where you have to have like a first and last name now instead of like a username. But he changed it. It used to be Night/2020. That guy was one of my favorites to watch because he had a Transformers stop motion, which is amazing, and he still does it to this day. Like, I think he started his in like 2007 when the movie came out. And he's very talented. He's underrated. He's underrated. Redhead Henry's underrated also. And another guy you've probably never even heard of. Like, there's a chance like maybe some of you watching have heard of those two, but there's a guy named M. Jackie, like the letter M, and then Jacki, I believe. It's all one word. It's still his username, I think. I don't think he changed it. But M. Jackie was this guy that would make claymation stop motions. And he did a few Transformer ones too, but his claymation ones were amazing. And he does not have enough subscribers. Like, he needs to be like, you know, he needs to have like hundreds of thousands by now because he started way before me too, like early YouTube days. And his videos were entertaining. He had a stop motion series about, you know, claymation people. Clay figures, I guess you'd call them. Like, he would make, I don't know if it was out of Play-Doh, but it was similar. Like, he would make clay people out of them and have a whole story about them. And he involved Bionicles, if you remember Bionicles, you know, the Lego products. But, yeah, look up M. Jackie. He's incredibly underrated. So, yeah, I know I'm not, like, talking about anything on the screen here, but I was just trying to, you know, give a description about, you know, or an explanation about my inspirations and what led me to make this. And like I said, these first two episodes here, even this one, I didn't have like a plan. Like, I didn't write down anything. Like, I kind of just thought about what would happen as I took the pictures, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't write a script or anything. But now I do it different. Now I write down everything. And then I take the pictures using what I wrote down. And then I do the voice acting. Well, first I edit it together, do the voice acting, and then fix the, you know, edit it again to fix the voice over, and then yeah, that's how it works. So yeah, these first few episodes, like I said, nothing. I thought it'd be cool. That first episode was just silly, just to introduce them, and then I was like, you know what, I should do something. I should involve like the Breaking Bad characters, you know, because I love Breaking Bad. I have all the characters that they made. There's different versions of the characters, but I bought the ones that I liked the best. Anyways, I thought it'd be cool to like incorporate them, and you know, since Travis can move his arms, have him like shoot one of them or something, and then you know, have a whole standoff, and then I can involve the RV, you know, and then actually right here, episode 5 is where I started. Because between episode 4 and 5, I kind of took a break on this show, like just because of work, school, my internet sucks, you know, a lot of factors went into me just having to stop doing this, and plus I didn't have any ideas what I should do afterwards, because I was like, oh, I showed Hank at the end, but what am I going to do now? It wasn't until I made that 200th video special, which I didn't put in this because it's not canon. I mean, that was the whole point of it. It was called Cannonballs, and even Deadpool acknowledged if it's canon or not. But that episode, that special is not canon though. But you should check it out. It's a good stop motion I made with these guys. The 200th video special. But I thought You know, I should do something, because my 100 video special, I showed my room, like I did a tour of my room, and it's got a lot of stuff in it. I thought it'd be cool to show. And then I was like, what am I going to do with my 200 video special, because it was coming up, and I needed to do something. So I said, I might as well go back to my stop motion, because I kind of abandoned it for a month, maybe 2 months, I forget. So I was like, you know what, I'll do this little fun thing where I could throw a bunch of characters in, and I don't have to make it canon, and that could be the point of it. I can call it something stupid like Cannonballs, with canon spelled wrong. I mean, the way it's spelled, you know, in terms of fiction, canon, C-A-N-O-N. So I made that, and I was like, you know what, I should actually go back to this. Like, I actually miss doing this, and I kind of have the time now, because it's summer, you know, I'm off of school, so why not? And I just love making videos when I can. It's fun, and especially these, like I said. So yeah, I changed the intro up on episode 5 there. It was a little different. Instead of having screenshots from the episodes, I just did like little profile pictures for all the characters, which is also kind of the thing I took from Redhead Henry. I think he did a thing like that where he would have each character in the intro, and it would say their name and whatnot. But yeah, so yeah, I switched it up a bit, and I actually started, you know, episode 5, 6 through 10. I actually wrote down all the lines on my phone, actually. But now with season 2, I've actually written it all on Microsoft Word, so it's a lot better that way. It actually looks like a script, kind of. And I actually do have season 2 all completely written, and I've already started taking all the pictures for the first 5 episodes of it. The first 4 I'm done already, taking pictures, I mean, and then I gotta take the pictures for the last 6, and yeah, I'm gonna stick to 10 episodes a season, basically. And I actually do already know what I'm going to do for Season 3 and Season 4. So I actually have a good idea of where this show's going to go. But, yeah, like, as I'm speaking, after I do this commentary, I'm going to finish taking pictures for Episode 5. Once all the pictures are done, I'm going to edit them all, and then do the voiceover, and then once all the videos are done, I'll have 10 videos to upload, and I'm going to upload them all on the same exact day. I'm going to do it Netflix style, so whichever day it's going to be, I'll let you, like, I'll make an announcement video, and I'll say, alright, on this day, blah blah blah, July, I assume it's going to be July, maybe not, maybe August, because right now it's July 15th, and yeah, as I'm recording this, it's July 15th, I don't know when I'm going to upload this commentary. I'll have a date, release day, for the episode for season 2. I'm gonna put them all out on the same day, like I said, like Netflix. I figured it's better to upload it that way, because I feel like if you binge watch something, you get more into it, you know what I mean? So people are gonna want more. Like, it's more of an experience when you watch it all at once. Like with Orange is the New Black, if anybody watches that, they just released season 4 last month. Right? It was last month? I think it was. Or no. Yeah, it was June, wasn't it? I binge watched that whole thing in one day, and I was like, wow, that was awesome. I think it's just better that way, you know what I mean? Because if you give somebody one little... Because all these episodes, aside from episode 10, all these episodes are short. Like, episode 10 of this was like 11 minutes long, and that took forever to make, believe me. But still, all these episodes are so short, and you only give, you know, people a little, like, 2 or 3 minutes to watch every, like, 2 weeks or whenever you put the episode out. So I think it's better to do it this way. And plus, I mean, I'm not saying these aren't hard to make, you know, it depends. Like I said, episode 11 was very hard to make, because I took over 300-something pictures on my Canon 7D, and yes, I do use the Canon camera on this, on a stop motion, which is nuts. I'm sure people are like, why are you using a Canon for stop motion? Well, high quality pictures, and, you know, I try not to use as much animation, you know what I mean? Like, mostly, you know, like right there where the background, the box just kind of turned by itself, I don't have to animate that. What's the point? It's easier to just, you know, do quick cuts and have them, like, except when, like, Brock Lesnar and Big Daddy are, like, fighting each other, you know, you don't really have to animate everything. You don't have to make them move. You take 100 pictures just to show them turn their head, you know what I mean? So, but with episode 11, it was like I had to do a lot of animation, because there's a lot of movement with Negan and the baseball bat and all that. So yeah, that was challenging. But like I said, most of these episodes, they don't include much animation, and they're short. So yeah, it wasn't as hard. Season 2, though, I predict it's going to be a lot longer. Like, the episodes are going to be longer. There's going to be, I don't know if there's going to be more animation or less, but I try to keep it to a minimum. I mean, it's cool to see it, but it's very hard. I mean, if I need to do it, I'll do it, but yeah, just expect season 2 to be longer. So yeah, I do take the pictures, like I said, on a Canon 7D, which my dad was nice enough to give me. He does photography, and he has a bunch of Canon cameras. So I use that, and I use that for a lot of my videos, Canon 7D. And yeah, like, look at this. Very high quality pictures, and I have to get the lighting right. I use a certain lamp. As you saw in episode 1, Deadpool was sitting on it. It was like I have a lamp that has an adjustable head on it, and that's what I use. It's right over this desk that I use. So it's lighting them from the top, and you can see the shadows behind them, so it's pointing towards them. See? So anyways, let me actually talk about what's happening. So yeah, I thought it'd be cool if I incorporated Doc Brown into this and time travel and whatnot. I was like, you know what, I should involve a scenario where someone has to go into the past, and then I can use that as like a big, you know, I could end, you know, I was like, you know what, I should make this into seasons. If I like go to like episode 10 maybe 10 episodes is good to end a season on. I was like, I should have something big happen to where someone needs to go back in the past with the time machine, and that could be the premise for season 2. It'll start off like season 1. I'm not gonna like give too much away here, but episode 11, the first episode of season 2, it's pretty identical to the first few episodes of this season. Like, that's how that shows you right now that it's going to be a long episode, because it incorporates episodes 1 to 3, 4 maybe, in terms of time length, you know what I mean? Basically, Doc has to go back and try to save, you know, Jeffrey's life, the dude, you know, the Big Lebowski. I'm not sure what to call him, I just put the dude up, because I think that's what it says on the box, his box, the Funko box he came in. But yeah, when he died, I didn't want him to say, no, the dude's dead. No, you gotta say Jeffrey's dead. I mean, come on, he's dead. Refer to him by his real name. Anyways, so yeah, I had Doc Brown, who came in a Loot Crate. I do get Loot Crate, which is an amazing subscription service. I'm sure you've heard of it. And the Time Machine, I use the Back to the Future 30th anniversary, the Blu-ray set that came in a flux capacitor kind of box. I just took the stuff out of it. You can see in there it's just blank inside. But in there it would normally have the book and the animated TV show DVD and the 30th anniversary Blu-ray trilogy. But I took it all out of there. And that's what I use as the Time Machine. So I thought it would be cool to use that. I said, oh, I have a prop here that looks like the flux capacitor. Why not use that? And why not use Doc? And C-3PO can be like a droid he built. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I did, I just kind of, what I did, and before I wrote the episodes, I like wrote down what would happen in each one. Like, I would write the main things that would happen, and then I would write out the episode, like the dialogue and everything. So I was like, you know, episode 7, you see Doc and whatnot. Episode 8, you know, you meet Hannibal Lecter, and then he notices Doc out in the distance, whatnot. And then episode 9, Boxbusters, he has to get out of the box, you know. But he has to help them fix their car, and that's the reason he doesn't make it there in time to save Jeffrey. So yeah, it kind of all came to me, you know, as I was thinking about it. So yeah, that's how that happened. But yeah, I want to point out, right here, I'm shooting this on my bed. I am trying my best not to shoot there anymore, because I cannot explain to you how difficult it is. I have these little wooden things that go to one of my Blu-ray shelves here, little extra shelves it came with that you can adjust. I put 4 of them down right here, and because I don't want to ruin the continuity, because in episode 7, the first time you ever see this spot, the 4 wooden things are right there, I keep it there just because of continuity. But I swear to God, I wish I thought of this. I should have put the wooden things underneath my sheet, because it's easier to stand them up on that, and it looks like they're actually standing up on, you know, on the sheet, even though there's, you know, support underneath them. But you do not realize how difficult it is to get good lighting right there in that spot and try to animate and whatnot. It's just a headache. Season 2, though, I will say there are certain times where you will see that spot, but it is very limited. It's only in like 1 episode, I think, or maybe 2. But I am adding another 2 spots in my room, actually, that'll, you know, provide as different locations that the characters can go to. So I'm trying to expand. You know, I can't have all the action take place in one spot, because, you know, it's just like the same thing over and over. You know, you got to show what's going on with somebody else, you know, across the room somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You can't always just show the same spot. It'll get boring that way. So I thought it'd be cool to also do that, you know, include a new spot. But I didn't realize how difficult it would be. So yeah, I figured out better spots to shoot at. But those are also difficult, but less difficult than the bed. So yeah, and right here, episode 9, I wanted to end on a big note. I was like, you know what? I need to say the next episode's a season finale, and I need to have this cliffhanger ending so, you know, people get excited. I want to give a shout out, by the way, to this guy named Aaron. His username is Wannabe Comedy on YouTube. He doesn't have, you know, a lot of subscribers or anything, but he is by far my biggest supporter I've ever had on YouTube. I mean, I've only been making these videos on here since November, I think it was. Not counting my old YouTube channel. But yeah, in that whole time, you know, I only have like about almost 600 subscribers as I'm doing this. And I don't actually have many views on these episodes here as of right now. Like, I think the most I have on one is like 40 something, which is like nothing. But you know, you never know. One day this might get popular or something, or I might have thousands of subscribers one day. You never know. But as of right now, I'm not like, you know, a big name or anything like that. But this guy that I mentioned, Wannabe Comedy, he loves this show. Like, you don't understand. He like tells me this is like his favorite thing to watch, and I hope he's watching this right now, this commentary. But he is like he like motivates me, like, you know what I mean? Like these last few episodes here, I think episodes 8, 9, and 10, he started like revealing to me like he loves the show, like he started leaving comments like that, and I was like, wow, this guy really loves this. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, just, you know, it just like amazes me that like I used to watch these stop motions when I was a lot younger. Like people would make like the guys I mentioned, Night/2020, Redhead Henry, and M Jackie. I was like I was just like the guy Aaron, you know, that I'm talking about right now. He would tell me he tells me all these things, that he loves this show, and I was just like him, you know, back in the day. So it just amazes me that I have somebody like that. I mean, like I said, I'm not a big, you know, I'm not a big time YouTuber or anything. I only have 600 subscribers, and I don't have many views on my videos. My video with the most views only has like 20,000, which, you know, for me that's awesome, but that's like nothing if you think about it. But the fact that I have somebody like that is just awesome. So Aaron, I want to thank you, and I hope you make more videos. He only has one video right now. It's just like a Blu-ray collection video. But he seems like a nice enough person, so I hope he gets inspired by me in some way. Maybe he can make a stop motion one day. Who knows? But I wish him the best of luck, and I really thank you, man. And yeah, I promise you, Season 2 is going to be awesome. I actually might give you a shout-out in that. Like, you never know. I might actually, yeah, I think I will give you a shout-out in my Season 2, in one of the episodes. Who knows? Maybe Deadpool will give you a shout-out when he breaks the fourth wall. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, so I want to give Aaron a thank you. Also, right here, I want to point out episode 10. Now, you know, the show is called FunKo Street, and I wanted to, like, you know, limit it just to Funkos. You know, they are the characters of the show. But I did, you know, say in the first episode, Deadpool has powers. He can teleport. He can, you know, he can bring things in that don't belong. He can break the fourth wall. So I thought it'd be interesting if I had Pinhead with the puzzle box be this, like, being that can't be killed, and he has all these powers because of the puzzle box, and he takes over the world, and he becomes this ultra big main antagonist character. So I was like, you know what, it would be cool. I have this Negan figure I just got. Like, I recently got this Negan figure when I made this episode here. And I love Negan. If you ever read the Walking Dead comic books, he is my favorite character, and you know he's amazing. But he's just an amazing character. And I was like, you know what, it'd be so cool if I incorporated Negan into this, and kind of copied what Robert Kirkman did in issue 100, where he picks a character, one of the main characters, you know, and actually beats him to death with a baseball bat. And I said, you know what, I have the figure, I might as well animate that and kind of pay tribute to that. You know, I'm kind of copying what he did, but it's still cool to include. You know, and also, recently, Season 6, the finale of the TV show, they introduced Negan, and they did the same thing. Well, obviously, they gotta adapt everything from the comic books, but it ended on a cliffhanger, which, you know, pissed a lot of people off, and, you know, it pissed me off, the way they did that. But and they got Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play him, which is awesome. So, you know what, I was like, what if Pinhead harnesses Deadpool's powers and brings Negan in? But I didn't realize this Negan figure is so like difficult to animate. You don't understand. The baseball bat's always, you can't, it never wants to stay straight in his hand. It always like bent. It's very bendy. It's always like falling down out of his hand, and his joints are so like tight, and it's just ridiculous. It's a nightmare animating Negan. But he is going to be in season 2 though. I'm not like saying I'm not going to keep him, but I didn't realize how difficult it was. So like I said, episode 10 was very difficult. A lot of it being because of Negan. So I can't believe I've talked for 25 minutes already. But yeah, I thought it'd be cool to include that. And yeah, so basically what Pinhead did, if you didn't, figure it out, he used the dead bodies of Walter White, Jesse, and Mike inside of the RV and just kind of mixed them together, but made a new life out of it using the puzzle box. So yeah, so that'd be cool, have the good guys and the bad guys here, and Pinhead's the main baddie. He's got Chucky, he's got Ash Williams, he's got Hannibal Lecter, and he's got Big Daddy. I just basically like put a bunch of the monster characters together. That'd be a cool team, just have good guys and bad guys. But I'm kind of switching it up in the next season. You'll see what I mean. It's not going to be a good versus evil kind of story. It's going to be a little different. Things are going to get, you'll be surprised what happens. So yeah, I incorporated, like I said, Jeffrey's death is the reason why Doc goes back in the past, and I figured out, it'd be cool, why would Doc care? What does he care? I figured it'd be cool if Doc was one of these guys, but older. And I said, you know what? Travis is Doc Brown. And I realized at that moment, Travis is the main character of the show, not Jeff Lebowski, even though he was the first one you see in the first episode, and he gets the first credit in the intro. But I like slowly realized, yeah, Travis is the main character. It's really going to be his story. I think about it. He's got more to say. You can actually articulate him, like I said, which is amazing. And you can also show, when he's an old man, he's different, and he goes through this change. And one of the seasons one of the episodes in season 2, you're going to be surprised. I think it's the best episode I'm going to make of this entire series, probably. But you're going to learn a lot about Travis / Emmett. Yeah, it's going to be a very good episode. That's all I'm going to say. You'll know which one it is after you've seen it, and whatnot. But yeah, this show is about Travis. He's the main character officially. I'm saying it right here. But yeah. But the thing is, when I did this, I kind of wish I went back and I can't redo the old episodes, but I didn't really establish that Travis cared about Jeffrey. Even in one of the episodes where, episode 4 I think it is, where Walter White is about to kill Jeffrey. He's like, here, we can have a Mexican standoff or whatever. And he takes Jeffrey hostage. Travis is like, I don't care about that guy, you can kill him. And then Jeffrey's like, what? Come on, man. I didn't really establish that he cares about him and that they're friends or anything. And why would he spend 30 years making a time machine to go save him? I kind of just made it that in Travis' character, he doesn't like seeing people, innocent people, I guess, good people, get killed right in front of him when it could have been him. Because Travis knows he's a bad person. You'll learn more, like I said, in season 2. Why. I'll explain the motivation more in that one in the episode I'm talking about. That's the best episode that hasn't been made yet, but yeah, you'll learn why Travis did all this. And then here's the Collector. I thought it'd be cool to introduce a character that is just as powerful as Pinhead, but I also wanted to say at this point in the future, this is the future right now, 30 years in the future, that Pinhead has grown way too strong for the Collector to kill. So if he goes back in the past when Pinhead is, just starting to take over, he could take him on. The Collector's got the little orb in his hand. So yeah, I thought it'd be cool because the Pinhead, they almost look the same. See, the Collector has his left hand out with the orb. Pinhead's got his left hand out with the puzzle box. I'm actually looking at it right now on my shelf, both of them actually. I actually thought about making a plot twist where they're actually the same person, but I kind of changed my mind on that. It kind of would have got too complicated if I did that. Anyways, I might as well just say it. I mean, it's not a spoiler. I didn't use it, so. Yeah. So I introduced the Collector, and he's gonna, he's gonna have a big impact on what happens. He's this being from the future, So yeah, having this dialogue here explaining who's who. Also, I want to point out, when I do these when I edit these videos, the voiceover is all in one take. What I do, I read all the lines, but every time I go to a different character, obviously, like each line is a different character. So when I go to the next character, I have to switch voices constantly. So Pinhead is a pain because he talks like this, and then Deadpool's like, "Hi, I'm Deadpool." You know what I mean? Like, you gotta switch voices constantly. You gotta remember who's who, and then I'm constantly adding characters, and they all have a different voice. You know, I don't want them all to sound like me. You know how Seth MacFarlane makes Brian from Family Guy sound just like him. I mean, it's okay to have maybe one character have the same voice as I do. Who knows? Maybe one of these characters do have my exact voice. Maybe I don't change my voice for one of these characters. But I'll try to give them their unique voice. Like, I give Doc Brown this voice, and I give C-3PO this voice. You know what I mean? And then the Collector sounds like God. Like, he thinks he's a god. You know what I mean? So yeah, I try to give them all different voice, like I said. And that is very hard to animate from that area, like I said. And also, what I love about that time machine, it has a little light on it. You can push a button and it lights up. So I love that. I'm glad that I bought that set. And I thought that was a funny moment right there because, yeah, once Doc goes back in the past, that point in time is going to cease to exist. Well, not that. What's the term? This reality. There you go. That reality is going to cease to exist because things are going to change. Obviously, because they disappeared like that, it went to black. Yes. Something did happen that's different. So Doc does do something that's different. That's not a spoiler. And here we go. This is Doc's looking, and there you go. That's the beginning of episode 1 right there, but it's going to be a little different, like I said. So, alright, well, I can't believe I've been talking for almost 32 minutes. Yeah, I wish I could have talked about more, but I was trying to, talk about as much as I could. Yeah, and right here I'm talking about how hard it was to make that episode. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Season 2, I'll do an announcement. Thank you, guys.